Just wanted to welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. Obviously, we're in a new norm where, with the COVID situation, we have all these virtual events that we have for everyone. So again, just want to thank you for taking the time that you have and attending this webinar. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Henry Chang. I'm currently the chief engineer and also the program manager for the USC Foundation, dealing and overseeing many of the programs that the foundation works on, including the evaluation program, the approval program, a lot of the training events, and so forth. So just a little bit about myself. So for today's webinar, key thing that we're going to be talking about, as you saw in the title, we're talking about some of the various approval programs and also the USC Approval Program. So as part of that, these are some of the bullet points that we're going to be talking about in regards to that subject matter. We're going to talk about the approval and the different listing programs, some of the different standards that are out there. We're also going to go through some of the testing and the evaluation process. Obviously we only have a 2-hour webinar, so we can't go through every little test that's done on every single product that's out there, but just give you some ideas on some of the work that's done, some of the evaluation work, what things that some of the laboratories look for and so forth. Then also I'm going to talk a little bit, I know Victor mentioned the list of approved assemblies, but just go through the process, for example, with USC, as to how a product gets listed, what does it mean, what does the approval mean, all that kind of stuff. And then towards the end, we'll talk about some of the approval issues, some of the things we've heard out in the field, some things that, sometimes installers do, repair people do, and potentially how that could affect the approval status of that particular assembly. So yeah, so a lot of information we're going to be talking about, and hopefully if you folks have any questions, we can answer that. Worst case, you can email us your questions, or if you need information, and we can always email it back to you. Okay. So with that, one of the questions that is asked in regards to the approval is what does a third-party approval mean? And generally, you'll see these kinds of definitions. A third-party listing or approval means that an independent organization has reviewed the product and has independently determined that the final product complies with specific standards for things like safety, quality, or performance. In addition to that, this review and evaluation process typically includes pretty comprehensive formulation material reviews, looking at, and we'll talk a little bit about that, looking at things like the design specifications, the material specifications, different things that are looked at even before any testing is done. And then once those are reviewed, then obviously then you go to some kind of testing to show that that product actually does perform properly. Now, most listed and approved products are then listed once they do comply with everything. They're listed, or they're given the opportunity to bear the listing or put a mark on their product, on their packaging, literature. And really the ultimate there is to help consumers, the end user, and other buyers make hopefully an educated purchase decision on that particular product. Okay. So this third-party listing and approving agency will then be recognized by regulatory agencies. So a lot of these laboratories that we're going to be talking about, a lot of these organizations we're going to talk about, based on the work that they do, hopefully will then be recognized by a lot of these regulatory agencies. And that could be either at the local, state, federal, or even an international level. You'll hear some of these standards are internationally recognized and things like that, which really what that means is that that particular product complies with their standard and the requirements.